Hello everyone, this is Keys Ritual, and today I'm going to be doing some makeup. Since it's my first video, I will be doing an old black and white design that I did a few years back. And it was one of my favorites back then, but I do not do it anymore. Uh, so I'm going to start shading first, and then I will get to it. Okay, welcome back, and I'm going to start with whiteout contacts. I'm only going to wear one in my left eye. So, let's that in. The first time I wore contacts was about 2 years ago. I was working on this movie called Charlie, Trevor, and a Girl Savannah, and I think now the title has changed to Doctor Me. And I was only a driver on this film, but I got to work with some pretty cool actors. And in one of the scenes, they wanted a bunch of punk rock kids at the club for a burlesque performance. And I knew about this for a few weeks, so I wanted to be in it since I'm usually in most of the movies I work in. I'm usually in somewhere in the background. So I actually dyed my hair blue, only the front because we did it like crap. Like I only had enough bleach for the front, so I just dyed that part blue. But in like 3 days, it was green. And I got a pair of white contacts, not these. I lost those or something. I don't recall. And so that day I wore. This was like the third time I'd worn the contacts, and I still was having issues getting it in my eye because I would flinch like crazy. But there's pictures of me from that day, and I look horrible compared to what I do now. Okay, that's in. And since it is an old makeup look, I'm gonna use one of my first palettes, this is actually I had to buy a second time because I gave the first one to my little nephew because he likes to come over and stick makeup brushes in it and just rip it apart. But first I'm going to apply some hard candy primer onto my eye. And I also had this brush. This is one of my first brushes that I still have because I tend to break them or lose them, or yeah, I'm really bad at keeping care of my makeup. And I'm gonna use this white. It's like was $4 at like the beauty supply shop in New York, and I'm just going to apply it in the eye. I started wearing makeup maybe 2 or 3 years ago in my goth phase. It might have been like '06, '07, or probably more than, well, like, I wore it like Orange and Blue Moon back in '06, '07. But then when I finally got back to moving to New York, I started wearing eyeliner every day until I could put my own eyeliner on. And then I was in the goth scene. I met a lot of cool people. And one of my friends, Luna, she introduced me to the club scene, which is, was unique to anything I'd ever been to before in New York because of the club kids, where I met people like Heresy, who at the time I didn't know what club kids were, and he was something new I had never seen before. He looked like a drag queen, but he was very androgynous. Like you could still see his junk sticking in his underwear. He was wearing a skirt that went above his underwear, and then he had like these female designs on his face, but then he looked very butch. Well, he never looked butch, but you get my drift. And when I met these people, it made me want to experiment more with makeup. And I have no schooling on makeup. Everything I do, I learned either myself or one of my makeup artist friends have explained how they work. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the angle side and I'm doing a design that comes off my eye. And it's going to be like a very like spazzed out pattern. Like it's breaking like an explosion. And when I met those people, that's when I think I already said this. I started playing with makeup. Started with white, and I moved on to blues, reds, and purples, and then slowly added more and more color to my designs until I ended up wearing full face makeup. Okay. I'm gonna fill this in very heavy like. I don't know how well you can see that. One of the first times I bought white eyeshadow, it was at this J.C. Penney or Macy's or one of those stores I never go into unless there's a reason. And I went to the MAC desk because I wanted a white eyeshadow that didn't look like crap. And the ladies were looking at me like I was crazy, and I heard them in the back going, "Who the hell wears white eyeshadow? We never sell this crap." And they looked at me like I was crazy, and I didn't care. I still bought it, still wearing it. If you happen to be a makeup artist that are watching this and you're looking at me like, what the hell are you doing to your face? That's not how you apply makeup. I don't give a damn. It works for me. And it lasts all night when I'm at the club. And I come home and wash it off. Usually it gets smudged on the train home because I fall asleep or I just don't care anymore. Or on my way out, someone decides to rub their face up against mine because that's their way of being a douchebag and saying goodbye. But you know, can't really hate them. I'm leaving anyway. I'm not trying to impress anyone on the way home. Okay, make sure it's all finished. Today I'd probably using like a freaking Manic Panic or Ben Nye cream just to make it even, but I'm doing the old ways, how I used to do my makeup. This was like one of the first looks I put on my Facebook where people were pestering me to tell them how I did it. Okay, now I'm going to use black of this crappy palette. I'm going to use the same brush because I'm cheap that way. And I wet the brush a little bit so it'll make the black a little stronger. And I'm going to go under the eye and bring it out down to around the center of this first one. And I'm going to drag it down underneath that so it's like veiny. And I'm going to bring it down. And over here, I haven't done this makeup, this design in a while. Because now I like to be creative each time and do something new. I don't know how well you can see that. And I want to do some more breaks. I'm trying to sound like that freaking happy little tree right here. A little happy tree. That's what's some random little branches everywhere. Okay, how's that look? It looks better with hair, I believe. So that's it. Now, I will be trying to make a video every day, or at least uploading one every day. Different things, mostly makeup for now, because that's what people have been begging me since everyone I know. And I will be doing some talks about random events because people need me to fill a video with audio, otherwise people get bored. So I'm just gonna talk. So if you like the video, just click the like button below or here. I don't quite understand the side yet of the video. Or subscribe because you like it. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.